Hello everyone, I welcome you all in today's pharmaceutical chemistry laboratory. In last previous classes, we had seen identification test for the different inorganic compounds. Then these identification tests are performed to identify the particular given compound and the particular cations and anions which are there in that inorganic compounds. That is to this test verify the qualitative characteristics of a material under the examination. Then see these identification tests of inorganic substances, they are based on the reactions of anions and cations of the sample. So there are some cations like ammonium, barium, calcium, ferrous, ferric, magnesium, potassium, sodium, zinc. They are the cations, and some anions are the acetate, bicarbonate, citrate, chloride, gluconate, iodide, sulfate and thiosulfate. These are the anions. Then here we are performing the different solubility test, organoleptic properties. So from today onwards we are starting these identification tests. There are questions and answers which are there in your MSBT lab manual of pharmaceutical chemistry 1 laboratory. Then if you not subscribe to my channel, then subscribe first, press the bell icon so you will be get easily notified when I upload any kind of video. So let's start. So in that first question is the write the properties of boric acid. So you have to write the properties, that is physical properties and chemical properties. So its physical properties, it's a crystalline powder, it is odorless. This powder means our boric acid, it is soluble in water, ethanol and glycerin. Then let's talk about the its chemical properties. So when it react with the turmeric paper, okay, turmeric paper, see here what happen, boric acid turn into brown color when it is react with the turmeric paper. And when it react with the glycerin, because see here we are using a glycerin here, because this boric acid is a very weak acid and here we have to titrate it with a strong base NaOH. So we weak acid and strong base we can't titrate it directly. So to make it strong we are adding here a glycerin. So it dissolves and form glyceroboric acid complex, and this complex it's a strong acid and it is a strong acid. It's a when it react with the glycerin. Then when it react with the ethanol it's a alcohol, that is C2H5OH. So here it's a CH3 CH2OH, three molecules of the ethanol. Then that time here see here what form, ethyl borate here is formed, that is CH3 CH2O, okay, CH3 CH2O here thrice, हा जो 3 आहे here thrice, and B here, that B plus thrice H2 here, this thrice H2, these 3 molecules of H, okay, and here okay, here that 1 molecule. So here thrice H2 ethyl borate will be formed here. These are the physical properties and chemical properties of a boric acid. So physical properties are very simple. So it's a crystalline powder and it is soluble in the 3 solvents, that is ethanol, water and glycerin, and it is a odorless. And 3 chemical properties are there. When it react with the turmeric paper, so that time what happen, that it is turned into brown color. Then when it react with the glycerin, it form glyceroboric acid. Then when it react with the ethanol, then that time it will be form ethyl borate. These are chemical properties. Then after that let's see what is the second question is here. So here second question is write 2 synonyms of the boric acid. So you had already seen this boric acid in your theory. So its synonyms for the boric acid are boracic acid, then orthoboric acid and acidum boricum. These are the three synonyms for boric acid. Then next, the third question is why we are not using boric acid internally. So here boric acid, it is so here question is why we are not using it internally. So it is toxic when taken the internally, and what happen, it is absorbed from our gastrointestinal tract, that is GIT tract, and from broken skin it gets the absorbed. And see, it is toxic, and for there is a no antidote is available to overcome its toxicity. Antidote, antidote why we are using when to overcome that toxicity. So to overcome that toxicity we are using antidote, but here it is a toxic, and here no satisfactory antidote is available for the boric acid. Therefore we are not using the internally because it is absorbed from the GIT, and so it is used in many creams and ointments like that. It is replaced by the better and safer products are made from this boric acid. Then see now what is the fourth question is here. So write two identification tests of boric acid. So from the journal, from your lab manual, you have to write here two identification tests. So first what you have to do, dissolve, you have to take the test tube, then in that dissolve 0.1 gram by gentle warming with 5 ml methanol. Means you in the test tube you have to take 0.1 gram of our boric acid. Okay, then in that add 5 ml of the methanol, and in that add few drops of the sulfuric acid. Then ignite the solution. The flame has a green border, just ignite, then it will cause the fires easily. Then that flame, the flame जी काही flame येईल, that flame will be having the green border. So this is first one. And next see, second one is what, dissolve. You have to take the you have to do these test in the beaker, because you have to dissolve it in 19 ml of boiling water. 19 ml of boiling water you have to take in the beaker and dissolve 3 grams. See here, first what you have to do, in the beaker you should take 3 gram, and see this 19 ml water, add it gradually, that is side by side. Don't add at a time all this, you have to add this gradually and you have to dissolve it, then cool. Then see, when you test it with a litmus, that solution is faintly acidic to the litmus. Okay, means its pH will be the 3.8 to the 4.8. Means when you test it with the litmus paper, then the solution will be the acidic. Its pH varies in this range. Then next see, these are the two tests which are there are in your lab manual. Then next see, write the category of a boric acid. So here you have to write the pharmaceutical category of a boric acid, its pharmaceutical use. So it is a local anti-infective, it is used in the creams, then ointments like that. So it is a local anti-infective. Then next see, here the question is asked that how you check the solubility of the boric acid in following solvents. So these solvents are given. So in the water, it is a soluble, then it's a boiling water, in boiling water it's freely soluble, then glycerin also freely soluble, then ethanol 95% it is soluble, and boiling ethanol 95% it is freely soluble. So it is freely soluble in the three solvents, boiling water, glycerin and boiling ethanol. It is freely soluble, and it is soluble in two solvents only, water and 95% ethanol, and freely soluble in three solvents, boiling water, glycerin and boiling ethanol. Then next see, it is asked whether boric acid is a weak acid or strong acid. So we had also seen this assay of a boric acid. So its boric acid is a very weak acid. It is very much weaker than the carbolic acid. And see its PaK value it's 9.19. For this ionization of first proton, that is H plus ion, is what here? It is proton at a 25 degree centigrade. So because being a weaker acid, we are adding here a glycerin. We are adding here a glycerol to increase its acidity power. So it's a very weak acid. Then next, see what is the 8 number question. So here it is asked, state the meaning of uncutters to touch. So here uncutters to touch means it's a greasy in appearance. It's in oily in appearance. When you touch that particular boric acid, so it will be like a oily, like a slippery, means it will stick to your fingers. Slippery in character, it's a greasy, it's here stick to your finger in character or a feel. So that is the, it is a uncutters to touch. Then here write the standards of the dried H3BO3, that is the, you have to write the standards for the boric acid given in the IP Indian Pharmacopoeia 1996. So see this identification test we are performing here is also as per the IP, means as per the Indian Pharmacopoeia. These identification tests are there. So here you are asked the question, you have to write the standards. So you should write, it should contain, that is boric acid should contain NLT, that is not less than 99.5 percentage, and not more than NMT, that is 100.5 percentage of H3BO3, that is boric acid. So two numericals means you have to keep in the mind that it should contain not less than 99.5 percentage and not more than 100.5 percentage of H3BO3 calculated with reference to dried substance. Okay, so this is the standards for boric acid. Then see here, uncutters to touch means what? It's a greasy in appearance, it's a slippery. When you touch the finger, okay, it will just stick to your finger. Then after that, next one here question is asked, write the chemical formula and molecular weight of a boric acid. So here chemical formula is very simple, H3BO3. Okay, so here so here B is not here, okay, B is not here, here only H3BO3 is there, and it's sorry, 1 minute. Its molecular weight is 61.83. So chemical formula is very simple, H3BO3. So here B is not here, it's by mistake only here, and molecular weight is 61.83. Then after that, here question is asked, write 4 pharmaceutical uses of boric acid. So we had seen its category, it's a local anti-infective, and see it is used in the dusting powders, then local antiseptic creams such as Boroplus and like that, in the ointments also, lotions also, which are applied to the skin or mucous membranes or eye. Okay, in these formulations this boric acid is used, and its aqueous solutions, these aqueous solutions of the boric acid have been used, means its solution form, in the solution form it is used as a mouthwashes, then eye lotions, skin lotions, and as a Duchess for irrigating the bladder and vagina it is used. Then see its boric acid at a 140 degree centigrade and 150 degree centigrade finds use as a suppository base. So suppositories, its dosage forms also you had maybe seen in the pharmaceutics suppositories in the introduction of the types of the dosage forms. So in the pharmaceutics lab, there are also the preparations of these suppositories are there. So it's a type of the dosage form, it's a semi-solid type of the dosage form suppository. So at 140 degree centigrade and 150 degree centigrade it is used as a suppository base म्हणून यूज केला जातो. Then it's anti-infective use in these formulations. Then it's aqueous solutions, they are used as a mouth washes and eye lotions, skin lotions, dutches. Okay, these are the pharmaceutical uses of boric acid. Then after that we had completed 11 questions. Next see 12 question is there. Here the question is ask the ignite. In that first identification test we had used these words. So ignites means what? That is ignite, it is a verb. That means it catches the fire easily, means it is easily start to heat or a flame. So ignite is to cause something to catch fire or burn it. Here it's by mistake 4 is here, so it's here not it's 4, it's a fire here. So here it's a fire or a burn, that means the ignite, that is easy, it easily catches the fire, that is the ignite. Then next is the 13 question. Here state the meaning of anti-infective. So our formulation boric acid, it is anti-infective, it is used in the dusting powders, ointments, lotions. So anti-infective means what? It is active against the infection, it is capable of acting against the infections. So how it will act? By inhibiting the spread of an infectious agent. So in that agents which causes the infection, so this boric acid inhibit the spread of that agent or kill that agent. So it is acting by two ways, that is by inhibiting or by killing. It is acting, so it is acting by these two ways, that is either by inhibit the spread of the infectious agent or by killing it, or by killing that infectious agents it act. Okay, so this is ignite means what? Here ignite, it is to start heat or flame, or it is catch this the fire or burn. And in anti-infective it is act either by inhibiting the spread of infectious agent or by killing that infectious agent. Okay, then next here okay, so okay, that we had seen what is the mean by ignite and infective. Okay, then here these questions are finished over here, these are there in the lab manual. So you can write now in your lab manual. Okay, so if any difficulty is there you can ask me. Thank you so much for fully watching this video. Then from today onwards we are starting these questions and answer sessions for the practicals, all your practicals. Okay, if you not subscribed to my channel, then subscribe first and press the bell icon, so you will be get easily notified when I upload any video. So I'm going to upload this all these questions and answer series in upcoming this 7 to 8 days. So subscribe first and you will be easily notified. Okay, so thank you so much for fully watching this video. Happy learning, stay safe.